magnetism. So for such students, I am going to make a video on electric current. This video will be very helpful for the students, those who are preparing for public exam, and for the students, those who are now, they will come to the 10th class. Actually, my advice for the 10th class students is, if you are from Andhra Pradesh and if you are from Telangana, just some pages are different. So first you learn the question answers which are given at the last page of the textbook. So after learning the question answers, then you go for the textbook reading. So then you can cover the entire syllabus. Okay, fine. So and still till now many students are saying that, sir, how to read the textbook? So how to understand the concept? Okay, for that problem, to solve that problem, I am going to make a lecture on electric current and I will explain in detail. So you get ready with your textbooks. Okay, fine. See here, students, today we are going to learn what is electric current, and if I explain in detail by following your textbook, then if you look at your textbook in the first page, you learn that how the charges, how charges get discharged are. In the first page of your 10th class textbook, he has given what is lightning. Okay, so this already you have learnt in the 8th class, okay, or in the previous classes also, and you will have some activities. 3 situations are given. So from these 3 situations, you learn is what is conductor and what is insulator. So the differences you will learn. Okay, so you be ready with your textbooks so that you will understand very clearly. Fine. So let us discuss about lightning. So in your textbook it has given that in your previous classes you heard about lightning. So let us see how the lightning occurs. How the lightning occurs. As we all know that during hot season or during summer season, the air above the ground get heated. So this air get turns into vapor and it rises up. When the hot air rises up and it reaches to the higher altitudes, this air becomes cool, the temperature get cooled, and if the temperature reaches to is below freezing point, so these vapor get turns and it will become as a cloud. The clouds consist of water vapor and also the ice crystals. So assume that this is a one cloud and this is it was cooled so much, and assume that these are the ice crystals which are formed in the cloud. These ice particles, they get move randomly, continuously, they will be in the state of motion, they will move. As we know that while these ice particles get moved, they will rub with another ice particles. We have already learned that whenever two objects get rub each other, charge is produced. That you have learnt in static electricity. Okay, so because of this reason, in this cloud, charges, positive charges and negative charges will occur. Okay, so and if these rubbing will be more number of charges will be produced in that clouds, and these charges get accumulated as positive charges at the top place and negative charges at the bottom place. Similarly, the same will be happen with another charge, another cloud. suppose if the air or if the wind is heavy, so due to that wind, these clouds get come close to each other, and as we know that, so because of that reason, so whenever the clouds come close to each other, we know that the negative charges, unlike poles in magnetism, you learn, attract each other like poles repel each other. Similarly, in the same case, when the negative charge and positive charge both comes close to each other, we know that the negative charge is considered as it has excess of electrons, and these positive charge deficiency of electrons. Okay, the negative charges are called as electrons. So these excess amount of electrons get transferred to the positive charges. So while the electrons get transferred, the lightning get occurs. This is what you have learned in the previous classes. So now coming to the next topic, in your textbook, if you observe, there he has he asked, see, many of the students they forget that some dots are given in your textbooks. They are very important. Sometimes you may get the questions from the dots also. Okay, so I will explain you. So if you observe, what do you mean by electric current? The first question which was given in your textbook. And if you observe, which type of charges, positive or negative charges, flow through an electric wire when it is connected to an electric circuit. Okay, so before going to learn, first we have to learn what is electric current. Okay, so I will explain. As we all know that in your book, before that, he has given some situation. Let us try to understand. In situation 1, so what he is saying that, take a bulb. Okay, so this is the bulb, assume that this is a bulb. Okay, now, and take a battery, a switch, take a battery and a switch. So if you draw the bulb symbol, okay, so this is a symbol to represent the bulb, and so I am drawing here the diagram. So assume that, take a bulb, take a battery and a switch. So assume that I have taken a battery. Okay, positive terminal and negative terminal, and the symbol of the battery is, okay, fine. Now so assume that this battery is connected through a switch. Assume that this is a switch. Okay, this is a symbol of the switch. Fine. Now what he is saying that, take a bulb, battery and switch and insulated copper wires. So copper, assume that this is a copper wire. Now what he is saying that, now connect to the terminals of the battery to the copper wire and on the switch. Now what do you observe? Whenever the switch is on, we observe that the bulb get glow. Similarly in situation 2, now what he is saying that, now replace, he is saying remove the battery from the circuit and connect the remaining components. So now what he is saying that, remove this battery and connect the remaining components. So what do you observe? In this case the bulb does not glow. Okay, that is the situation 2 which you learn. Now coming to the situation 3, what he is saying that, now replace the battery. Okay, I will, so replace the battery. This is a battery, but in this case he is saying that in place of copper, replace the nylon wires. Now observe, what you observe. So in the third case also the battery does not glow. Now he is asking what is the reason. So if you look at your textbook, what he is saying that, what do you notice? In the situation 1, we notice that when the circuit is completed, the bulb get glow. And what do you observe in the second situation? So he is asking, what do you predict from situation 2 and situation 3? What do we predict? In situation 2 and situation 3, the bulb does not glow. So next, if you observe, so why what he is saying that, Why the question here it comes that why the bulb does not glow? The reason is, in the first case we used the copper wires, the battery, and the switch and the bulb. So whenever we connected, the bulb is glow. In the second case, in the second situation, we have removed the batteries. The bulb does not glow. The reason is, battery is considered as a source which gives the energy for the electrons to move through the conductor, and it makes the bulb to glow. And coming to the third situation, in place of copper we have used the nylon wires. So nylon does not carry the does not act as a conductor. So that's why the nylon is considered as the insulator. So in these three situations we learn that conductor, so conductors carry the charge, and the source, nothing but battery, gives energy, and insulators like nylon wires, plastic, wood, all these are the insulators. This pen is also an insulator. So insulator does not carry the charge. Do you understand? So these what we have learned, we learned in the first two pages. So like that you have to learn. Okay, fine. So now coming to the next topic. So if you observe, there some dots are given. I will try to explain the dots also. What do you mean by electric current? So in the first page, what do you mean by electric current, he is asking. Electric current is nothing but the flow of charge. That you have to remember, flow of charge. That you will understand in the next topic also, that I will explain in detail. Next, if you observe the which type of charge, there the question is given, which type of charge, positive charge or negative charge, which type of charge will flow? You have to say that negative charge. Here you have to remember one point, we are discussing about the metals. Okay, so in metals negative charges will flow. Okay, do you understand? So now coming to the next question, is there any evidence for the motion of charge in daily life situation? I already explained. Yes, the lightning. I explained how the lightning also occurs. Okay, fine. Next, and does motion of charges always lead to electric current? One question he is asking. If does the motion of charge, if charge moves, if charge always moves, then it leads to electric current. Yes, definitely. If charge moves, it always leads to the electric current. Okay, and sometimes even if you do not connect the battery, if you take a copper wire, copper is conductor, that in that copper also the charges will move, but the current will not get the electric current at that time. The reason also I will explain. So here you have to remember, in a closed circuit, if the charges are moving, closed circuit I am saying, if the charges are moving, definitely electric current will occur. Okay, fine. Next, so three situations I have explained. I think you have understood. So from the first two pages you learn that how the lightning occurs and what is the natural phenomena for the lightning, for the evidence for the flow of charges, that you learn. Sometime it may ask in exam also. So you have to write lightning, and in three situations you learn that what is conductor and what is the insulator. Okay, fine. Now coming to the next topic, here is asking that do all materials, if you observe, do all material act as a conductors? Definitely no, all the materials do not act as a conductors. If you ask why all the materials will not act as a conductor, because see, we know that every object, assume that this is a metal object. Okay, so this object, that metal piece consists of positive and negative charges. Okay, and in detail we know that. So the particle consists of atoms. So I already said that matter is made up of atoms. Okay, so that atoms consist of protons and neutrons, and the electrons will revolve around the around that nucleus. Okay, so now here if you observe, all the materials have both positive charges and negative charges, but they do not conduct the electric current. The reason is all the materials do not have free electrons. You may get a doubt, what is a free electron? Okay, so negative charges are considered as free electrons. We know that if the electrons will revolve around the nucleus. Suppose if the electron will come out of the nucleus, that electron is called as free electron. Okay, fine. Now, so for metals, we have large number of free electrons. That's why the metal will conduct the electric current. Okay, now suppose if you observe, how does a conductor transfer energy from source to bulb? Okay, that is the question, very important. How does the conductor transfer, energy from source to bulb? Conductor transfer energy from source to bulb. You have to remember. So here the source is battery. This battery consists of chemical energy, and this chemical energy gives or makes the electrons to move. Okay, and this chemical energy which transfer the electrons to the conductor. And next one, so this conductor, because of this chemical energy, they will carry the electrons, and these electrons are responsible for the bulb to glow. Do you understand? Okay, fine. Now let us discuss about the next topic. What is electric current? Here you will understand the definition. Electric current. Before going to discuss, we have to discuss about two persons, that is Drude and Lorentz. These two scientists, what they have proposed, that the conductor, assume that this is a conductor, it's a copper wire. Okay, you know the wire. So assume that this is a wire. If I enlarge the wire, if I zoom, so what happens? Assume that this is a structure of the wire, copper. They propose that conductor, like metals, consist of large number of free electrons. So, and these free electrons, they will move in a random direction. Random means they do not have any. Okay, so in this you will have both positive charges also. Okay, they will move in random direction. They will not move in any order. This is not an order, and they will move in random direction. And next, so what we learn in this conductor. So here, if you observe, the electrons in the conductor move randomly. Okay, and the positive charges which are present in the electron, they do not move anywhere, and they will fix in their position. So, and the arrangement of positive charges, see here, the positive charges are arranged here one positive charge, as in this is one positive charge. They are arranged in the conductor, and the arrangement of positive charge is known as lattice. Okay, and the space which is present in the conductor is called as lattice space also, and these charges are also called as lattice ions. So here, these electrons, if you observe, they are not moving in any order direction, they are moving in random direction. So if they move in random direction, if you connect any bulb over here without any source or without any battery, so if without connecting the battery, the electrons will move in this way, so the bulb does not glow. Why? Because suppose if you consider a cross section area, this area, okay, assume that this is a cross section area of this conductor, and here also you will have both positive charges and negative charges. Okay, now assume that here for this area, from this area, assume that one electron is coming this side and another electron is going in this way. So what if I ask what is the net charge? What is the net charge? You can say that the net charge is 0. Why? Because the number of electrons which is coming from here, from this place to this place, or from this place to this place, both are equal. So the net charge will be 0. If the net charge is 0, the the device which you connect, like bulb, it will not glow. Okay, fine. So here I will tell you one example. So this net charge will decide the number of charges which passes through this area, that decide the electric current. Suppose assume that you are standing in a river, the water is flowing. Okay, at this point, assume this is the point A, and here the water is flowing with some speed. After some time, assume that you are standing at point B, and here the water is flowing with very speed comparing with the first situation. So what we observe here is, assume this, here the water is coming with very low speed and here the water is coming with more speed. So what we can assume that in short period of time, the water is coming with more speed. So if you consider this as water current, so in this case you say that the flow of water is more. Similarly here also, if you consider a time period, the number of charges, if they cross this cross section area in 1 second, that is called as electric current. So electric current is nothing but the amount of charge which passes or which crosses the cross section area in 1 unit. If more number of charges passes through that area, then the current will be more. So we can write I is equals to Q by T. So current is denoted with the letter I, and the charge is denoted with the letter Q, and the time is denoted with T. If I write the SI units for this, the SI unit of current is ampere, and SI unit of charge is coulomb, and the SI unit of time is second. So 1 ampere you can write as 1 coulomb by 1 second. Understand? Okay. Let us discuss the next topic.